Bienvenidos, hermanas de color. Recuerdan que los amamos mucho y tu voz importa.
For those of us that don't know how to speak Spanish or a little poquito,
Yeah, un poquito.
What Gloria is saying, welcome, sisters of color. Remember, we love you very much.
Right.
And your voice matters. So, hey guys, this is PM Mathis, your global indie author distributor.
And it's Gloria Miller. So good to have you here today.
And we are
Sisters of Color.
We're so glad that you showed up,
Yes.
right? To close out this love month with us, right? And we know by now that you actually had a great time with us, you know, in our, you know, Valentine's celebration with you.
Yes.
So we thank you for stopping by and celebrating with us. And so let me go ahead and give you our agendas, right? All right, so this is with every episode that we come on and share with you, you know, girls, ladies, you know, however you want to be referenced. I like to, you know what I'm saying, I just like the word girls because it just keeps me young, it keeps me spunky,
Right.
It keeps me saying to myself, even though I love being 50, that, oh my God, I'm not 50 yet, but I am. Okay, so anyway, come on, Pam. All right, so we want to suggest that you use your voice. Why? Because it matters.
Yes, it does.
Right. Mm-hmm. Point number 2, that you always walk away feeling seen, heard, and understood.
Yes.
Is that not important?
Yes, that's very important.
And definitely for us ladies in this love month, we like to be seen, heard, and understood. Yes. I hope you got some good gifts. Okay.
Yes.
But the love month is not over.
Right.
Okay. And also Black History Month. So
yes.
Again, you know, whether I've already done it, I don't know when this drops, you know what I'm saying? Happy, you know, Black History Month.
Yes.
And your girl is going to do something, some kind of.
Yes, we have to do something.
I have to do something.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know what it's going to be. And maybe we've already done it. I don't know based on.
Based on when this drops.
Right, when this drops. Okay. I don't know. But anyway. Point number 3, that perfection is not even a thing.
Right.
That life is messy, but it can be fun.
Yes.
Because look at us. We're having absolutely the best time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Point number 4, realize that there truly is power in having a conversation.
Right.
One little conversation at a time. Like, you know, we know this to be true. You know, conversations have ended wars. Love.
Yes.
Conversations have, you know what I'm saying, brought you love into your life, great friendships. I mean, because just imagine if I hadn't have said hi to them. We wouldn't even be here.
Yeah, if she didn't. Yeah, if she wasn't the one that was going to do our taxes that day. I mean, let's just say. I mean, look how God orchestrates everything.
Right. We don't know, but it was in the conversation.
It was. It was.
Yeah. Okay, and then finally, little acts of kindness really do matter.
Yes, they do. Okay. Yes,
now, Gloria's going to give you our disclaimer because, like Gloria always likes to say to you, she don't want you coming back clowning with us.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay.
We are not doctors and hold no degrees, so we can offer you no cures or diagnosis of any kind. If you need professional help, we advise you to seek it out. What we offer is conversation and comforting voices.
That's it. And we know that you love to hear us.
Yes.
So thank you for stopping by. And remember this, subscribe, like, and share. Hit the notification bell and leave your girls a comment. If what we're saying to you, if the conversations that we have are beneficial to you.
Right.
We don't want you showing up if they're not beneficial.
Exactly.
Beneficial for you. Okay.
Exactly.
We want you to find something else to do. I don't know what else you could be out there doing, but I'm just trying to tell you, find something else to do. If what we're saying is not beneficial to you.
Exactly.
Just the fact that we showed up today is beneficial to you.
Right. And the thing is not just beneficial to you, but to anyone you may know. Whether it's a daughter, a sister, an aunt. I mean, just whoever.
Share.
Just share. Yeah, sharing is caring.
That's what Gloria is saying. Yeah. If it's not your cup of tea, then pass it on to somebody else, right? Because we are showing up to have conversations and have great conversations in the new year. Okay. Right. So what we're going to be talking about today to close out this love month, this is going to be a tricky topic.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little sticky wicket right in here. Yeah. Inner negative soul ties. We got to cut those things out. You know what I'm saying? We understand about generational curses, and if you don't, that is some negativity, nastiness that goes from generation to generation that needs to be cut out.
Right.
Now, soul ties are also those things, whether it be, you know, a love relationship, sometimes even with friendships and stuff. You got to let some negativity, some negative soul ties just walk out of your life. Why? Because your life would be so much better without them. Because what you do is you find yourself going back to comparing what you have now to what you thought was the best thing then. Right?
Exactly.
And you keep dredging up the old feelings about it. You live in this imaginary world like, oh my God, it was the best thing when you know it wasn't the best thing. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't lie to yourself. Okay?
Yeah, because God doesn't want us to look behind us, right? He doesn't want us to look in the rearview mirror. He wants us to look ahead, you know. So that might be a hurtful situation that we had to break that soul tie. But we need to look ahead. We need to look to make sure that, you know, God cut that for a reason. God cut that relationship or whatever that is for a reason. So remember that people are with us for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Right.
And ask God to discern that, because I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't always discern that. People that should have been in my life for a season, it was a lifetime.
And I'm like, for a lifetime. And
I'm like, wait, because, but you know what? Just as God has given me gifts of just loving people, Satan also knows that weakness, and Satan will use that weakness. That's good. And Satan will use that weakness to bring in those negative people. It's like, because she, you know, is just loves people. So guess what? I'm going to turn that around for her, you know, to hurt her. But God, when you get that discernment and you study the word and you understand that, you know what, God, that was actually just for a season, not for a lifetime. But we need to understand that, and we need to discern it, and we need to root it. We need to study. We need to study God's word, and we need to seek that out. So yeah.
Don't you love her leading the conversation? Oh my God, I love it. But that is some good stuff that she's laying at your feet right now. Yeah. Right? There is absolutely no reason not to be discerning. There is absolutely no reason to put your reasoning above God. It doesn't even make sense. Right. Because what we can do is we can stay way too long in relationships. We can ask those people that we absolutely let me just use myself for an example. I have had several relationships in my life, okay? All right, I'm putting myself out here. I have had several relationships in my life, and I off the top knew that they weren't going to be good for me. Right. Off the top. Had a discerning, had an instinct, you know what I'm saying? And I won't even say it was about God, because I don't even know if me and God was tight like that. Right. At that point, I knew of God, but did I know him? Okay? Right. But, you know, I've spent some time in relationships that just were not good, and the way I thought that they were going to end up is how they ended up. So don't try to kid yourself in thinking, no, I can change it. I can make it better. It's not going to happen that way. Right. If in the beginning you already know how this thing is going to jump off, how it's going to end, how they're going to act, how they're going to treat you, and you still go in, don't be crying to nobody else. Yeah, because don't cry to nobody else.
Right, because we as women, and I'm just saying for myself too, don't go in thinking like, oh, I know that I know they're probably not good for me, but I'm gonna change them. That's a trick of the enemy. No, that is a trick of the enemy, because you're not gonna change anyone. God's gonna change them, but you can't change anybody. You cannot.
And why should you have to?
Exactly.
I mean, it takes enough work dealing with my own stuff.
Well, that's true. and like I said, they need to actually be coming in whole. A whole
and you
person
need to go
for
in whole
you.
too.
And you need to go in whole.
That's
because
good. Thank you for the reminder. Go in whole.
Because go in whole, because you know, when you go in broken, you seem to attract people who want to fix you.
Girl, you gotta speak the truth. You gotta speak the truth. And then they can't even fix themselves.
And they can't fix themselves. Right, exactly.
They try to fix you, but they broken.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Gloria, look at her just dropping these nuggets today. Oh my gosh, it sounds like she had a little bit of experience.
I do have a little bit of experience.
But here's another thing. We have the experience, but it's in our past, so we can laugh about it. We can talk about it. It wasn't fun.
It wasn't fun walking through it.
It wasn't fun, but hindsight is 20/20 is what they say, right?
Right.
And so that's why we're on here, because we can speak to you about these things. Because soul ties are even so damaging. Because again, let me use myself as an example, because that's all I have to give you. So with me, if you've heard my story long enough, I had some daddy issues. I had some situations with my dad, and my dad passed away in 2019. So I didn't get an opportunity to have the conversations that I wanted to have with him. I didn't get the opportunity to hear him tell me, what I'm saying, how proud of me he was, or how the mistakes that he made. Not that I was trying to go into it with him having to do that, but I did want to have the conversation, because why God had worked all of that kind of stuff out in my heart and in my mind. But after not being able to have that conversation with him, I went through a period of being really pissed off, being really angry, because I wanted to have that conversation with him. But that was a negative soul tie that was holding me. I'm talking about we can even have soul ties even with those absent parents, or even the parents in our lives. I don't know. But mine was, I had to let that go in order to see that there truly is love out here.
Yes.
It may not have started with my dad. It may not have trickled down where I could see it and understand it. But you know what? God showed up, and he has shown out in my life as it relates to love, and as it relates to having male figures in my life that spoke life into me, that didn't want nothing from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so you have to recognize those soul ties that need to be broken. And don't fantasize it. Don't make it seem like it was better than it was. Don't lie to yourself like that.
Exactly.
Like it didn't do any damage, or like it was so good you got to have it back. Because let me tell you, I've had a lot. Okay, and it wasn't. Okay, so it wasn't based on anything positive that I was remembering stuff. And trying to hold on and saying, oh my God, those relationships are so good and they loved me and all of the things. Girls, no. Let's stop lying to ourselves, and let's stop holding on. You know what I'm saying? Really, and after it's over, like we're talking about, you look at the season, the reason, lifetime. Then God can give you the discerning power in what you were supposed to learn. Because the great saying is, if you let something go and it comes back, it belongs to you.
Right, exactly.
Right? Sometimes you just gotta let it go and just say, you know what, let's just see how it all plays out. It may not play out again. I don't know. But if it comes back to you in that time of waiting, get with God. Ask him some questions. Ask him to give you the ability to truly understand what the lesson was. And if it comes back to you, it can't come back the same way it left.
Exactly. That's true.
That's craziness. Don't receive that nasty back.
Right. And don't go into these relationships that you're not supposed to be in because you don't want to be lonely and don't want to be by yourself. Please don't.
I've been there. She's speaking to me. She's actually speaking to me.
Necessarily, I'm speaking to myself, because that's how I was. That's how I was too. Because it's like,
that's true.
I don't really want to be by myself.
But I don't. You already know you really don't want that person either. But
you really don't. But they're like, okay, well, they're better than being by myself. Don't. Don't. Because if God's already shut the door, and you already know in your head, really, in your head that the door's been shut, and that
and you're trying to keep it open.
Right, and that person's not for you.
Come on.
And that person's not for you. They don't speak positive into your life. They don't speak life. They don't speak, they don't uplift you. They don't support you. Oh, it's time. You got to go.
And the heart knows what the heart wants, right?
Exactly.
So let's just stop lying to ourselves and like, Gloria's talking about, and just settling for something that doesn't wake you up and make you excited in the morning. It doesn't get you going throughout the day, and every time you hear their voice, you know what I'm saying? And
it just doesn't serve you, and it gets you, and it just gets you into a negative place, and a place where you feel like that's all you deserve. And it changes your mindset when you're with someone that's good. When you're with someone that you think like, that's all I got, that's all I can offer, that's all I guess I'm attracting. No. You have to understand that it starts up here. And what you exude, what you think about up here, and what you deserve, which of course is in God's word, and you surround yourself by positive people that speak life into you, and that see the positive in you and see your value, then that is what's going to exude, right? It's going to exude through your eyes. It's going to exude just out of you. It's going to ooze out of you. So then you're going to attract those people. Those people are going to come into your life. And they're gonna just speak life into you. Like I said, they're just gonna come into you, just uplifting you and supporting you and being your biggest cheerleaders.
She's on fire today, girls. She is on fire today. And
well,
listen,
that's because I have a little knowledge about it.
and she does, and she does, and and can I say this? I don't think she'll mind me saying this, but she does have the experience. Why? Because she has been with her man for 30 years. We're not saying that it's always been, rosy and up and all of the things, but it's about love. Exactly. It's about making a choice to see yourself as worthy and as valuable and asking for those things that you think you deserve.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. And that means too, but you got to let go of some stuff that you've been holding on to that did not serve you, that you think was the best version of who you could be then.
Right.
Stop with the craziness. Right? We're talking about how is it going to play out for you now? How is it going to serve you well? Yes. Is it going to be, like I always try to think past myself, those that you're called to influence, how is it going to influence their life as well? Exactly. You can't just be all about yourself when you think about, whether you should cut a negative soul tie or not. Right. You got to think about how is this going to affect my daughter that comes up behind me, right? Or a niece, or a cousin or something. You got to look at more than just yourself, right? Because if you get stuck, if you can't see past the situation, those that are watching you they're gonna get stuck too. They're gonna do the same things that you're doing.
And we need to remember, ladies, that there's always someone watching us.
Absolutely.
Always someone watching us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Even if it's the neighbor across the street, girl. Right. Because I was just given a little word of encouragement, from a friend, which really, I didn't really see this, but I guess it's true. Okay, so he may mention that, hey, you just have a way of educating. You just have a way of just being yourself and just being really authentic. And so young people, see that in me. They recognize it, because I'm not trying to sugarcoat nothing, y'all. I ain't even trying to sugarcoat nothing to y'all. Y'all adults on here. Because that makes no sense to live our lives having to have somebody freaking pat you on the back and tell you that everything's going to be good all the time when you making dumb choices.
Exactly.
I mean, you literally can't do that. You've got to put your big girl panties on.
Right.
At some point in your life, take responsibility for your own life. Stop trying to, look to somebody else to encourage you and motivate you today. Look in the mirror and encourage and motivate yourself. Yes. Ain't that what David did?
Exactly.
Did he do that?
Yes, he did that.
And that comes from where? The love letters of God's word.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So if David had to do it, I'm thinking it still applies today, because we still reading the same Bible, and we still reading the same word. So we want to, hopefully inspire, encourage you to, get yourself up out of the bed, whether you wear makeup or not. And I know you're probably saying, Pam, you look absolutely adorable without the makeup. I know some of us can do it, others can't. I don't know. Okay. I'm just trying to tell you, however you need to show up in the world. Okay. All right. Get yourself together.
Right.
Look in the mirror, inspire and encourage yourself today, because before you encourage anybody else, it has to start with you. Because if you don't believe in the stuff that you're talking about, how do you expect somebody else?
Well, exactly. That's true. You can't.
You can't.
Even if it's written down, because I see so many people's mirrors when I go into bathrooms at friends' houses or just wherever.
She's nosy, so don't let her in your bathroom.
But they'll put like different affirmations sometimes on their mirror. So when they get up and go to the bathroom, the first thing they see is just all these things that are positive about themselves. Even if you have to do that, oh my gosh, that would be just do it.
Do it.
Do it.
We're encouraging you to do it.
Yeah,
because in that way, because I have it all over my walls.
Right, exactly.
I mean, you have to live out your life the way you want to see it happen.
Right.
You have to speak it. You have to believe it. You have to trust God for it. Because if you don't ask it, it shall not be given.
Exactly.
Knock and the door will be open, is what the word says.
Exactly.
Y'all better start knocking on some doors. I don't know what to tell you.
And expect God to receive it, and expect God to open that door, and expect it to happen, because it will happen. Just remember though, just don't get weary in the waiting, because sometimes
as we leave out.
Yeah, I'm just saying, don't get weary in the waiting, because it doesn't always happen in our time. God orchestrates everything, like we were talking about before, that he orchestrates everything just so everyone's in their place, right?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that way we can just know that it's him. Because if we do it ourselves, let's just think about this. If we do it ourselves, and then all of a sudden it happens and it's in our time,
we expect that we have the power,
right? And then we're like, well, we don't. Some people are thinking like, we don't really need God because this happened in my time, not in God's time. That's why it doesn't happen in our time, because God says, I want you to understand that it's me that's that orchestrated it all. Yeah.
Like I said again, she's on fire today. She is on fire. Y'all better get some claps. Look, y'all better get some claps up to my girl today. She is absolutely on fire, and I better shut her down, right?
Yeah, it's time to shut down.
She can keep going.
I can.
So we're gonna close out this episode, right? We're closing out the love month, but we want you guys to continue on because you still have a couple of days in the love month.
Exactly.
That you recognize love, that you show love, that you be love, right?
Right.
And that your ultimate picture of love is the one who created you.
Yes.
Right? And that you walk with him for the rest of the month. And if this has been beneficial for you, remember to subscribe, like, and share. Hit the notification bell and leave your girls a comment. Yeah. So Gloria is going to close us out.
Ahí los vemos y recuerdan que tu voz importa.
And for those of us that don't speak Spanish or poquito, see you later. And remember to use your voice. Okay, guys, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.